And hey there, everyone. Great to see you. Thanks for tuning in. And welcome to Online Advertising in a COVID-sensitive world. We're going to get right to it here in just a few moments. But first of all, I just want to introduce myself. I'm Brian with Jeraud Digital. And with me today is my business partner, Tom Powell. Tom, what's shaking?
Brian, what's going on, man? The Code Genie is here, man. I'm looking at the screen now, and I realize that we probably should have coordinated our pinks a little bit better. Looks like you're on the salmon side, and I'm more on the whatever that is side.
Hey, real men can wear pink, right?
That's right. Just don't stand up.
We're not scared.
That's
hey,
right.
We're in the middle of crazy heat here in Virginia and wherever else somebody might be watching. I'm sure you're the same way. Tom, how hot is it there in Suffolk, Virginia?
Well, it's hot enough for me not to show you the rest of the screen. This is where you'll see right here.
Okay.
We'll keep the air conditioning on, and we'll keep it cool in here.
We got to keep it G-rated.
That's right. That's right.
I'm in Williamsburg. It is so hot in Williamsburg. The other day, I saw a bird try to grab a worm out of the ground using oven mitts. That's when you know it's hot.
Are you serious, Clark?
Yes, dead serious. Anyway, okay. Enough of that. Hey, when we talk about the heat, it makes me think about the fall and nicer, cooler weather. And thinking about the fall and cooler weather made me think about Halloween. And here's a crazy story that actually fits into the topic today. I remember when I once went through this haunted house. It wasn't really a house. It's more of a haunted woods back where I grew up in North Carolina. And it was the scariest haunted woods house thing that I've ever been through because it was so dark in those woods and you can't see where you're going. People are jumping out at you constantly. And I can still remember right smack dab in the middle of those dark woods, there was a building that they had built. And it had no windows. It only had an entry door and an exit door. I mean, you couldn't get away with that these days with all the building regulations, but back in the 80s or whenever that was, you could do it. And you had to walk into this building. Again, you couldn't see even your hand in front of your face. That's how dark it was. And you had to find your way through this maze in the darkness. And I remember getting to one point where I felt a wall on my left, a wall on my right above my head, and right in front of me, there was a wall. So as you continue to work your way down the wall, you find a little tunnel. You had to get on your hands and knees and crawl through this crazy claustrophobic space. I mean, I was freaked out. I'm already kind of semi-claustrophobic. And I mean, I will never forget how scary that was. Pitch black, stuck in a small space in the middle of the woods. And that thought, believe it or not, that story came back to me when I was thinking about online advertising for a lot of small business owners. Because online advertising can be really scary. And people, they get fearful about, okay, who do I advertise to? What do I say? Should I use a picture or a video? How much is this going to cost? What medium should I use? Facebook, Instagram, Google Ads? And people are so confused and paralyzed sometimes with fear that they lose out on opportunities to actually move their business forward. So today I'm excited that we're going to tackle this, and we have an expert, Tom. We actually have an expert today.
Oh, finally.
Yes. Besides just me and you, you and I don't represent expertise, but we've got one today. Yeah. And I just wanted to read this bio. And even before I get there, by the way, guys, free PDF. Check that out while I'm thinking about it, geniejarmarketing.com/PDF. And let me hide that and put something else in the stream. Please comment with thoughts and questions as we go through this, because maybe near the end we can actually get our guest to answer some stuff for us, which he's really gifted at doing. So here's the bio for Jeraud Norman. Check this out. This is an amazing bio. His career started out as a shipbuilder, and he worked on aircraft carriers and submarines. So already I'm impressed. He graduated at the top of his class and started to get quickly promoted. Tom, you were at the top of your class too, right?
At the top of something.
And during that time frame, amidst all that success, that's when tragedy struck. And Jeraud and his son were involved in an accident with an 18-wheeler truck, and it caused him to lose his job. I need to ask him about that. That's just insane. And while he was out of work, he struggled for ways to provide for his family. So he started grinding away in sales, and he worked his tail off, but he only earned, in his own words, scraps. And that's when he discovered something called online marketing. So he began to educate himself. He got some mentors. He learned some new skills, and he found some tremendous success. And Jeraud started his own company called Jeraud Marketing Group. It's been growing steadily ever since. It's based in Virginia Beach. And their company motto is, "We turn strangers into customers using paid social media ads." How cool is that? I mean, this is a real life success story. So I'm going to go ahead and get this guy up here with us.
I was laughing. You guys are hilarious. I like the way your show flows, and you guys are a really good team together. I was hoping that you guys couldn't hear me back here laughing at you guys going back and forth. So you guys are awesome, and you guys are marketing experts as well. So I'm honored and blessed to be on here with you fellas this morning.
Well, listen, I know you're a busy guy. Thank you for taking time out of your crazy work day to even spend a few minutes with us. I mean, I would love just to dig into your background. Maybe we can do that another time, either online or offline. But what a story, man. What an incredible story. But moving to our topic, let me just start off with kind of a softer question to kind of prime up a little bit. If you could have lunch with any living person who is not a family member or a friend, who would it be, and why would you want to do lunch with them?
That was a really good question you guys asked me. And there's so many different things going on in the world right now. And for me, it was difficult to pick like what lane. If I'm thinking, I was thinking more or less along the business side, and it's someone that I've actually had lunch with before. But I would say if I had to do it again, I would love to have lunch with my good friend Billy Jean, because anytime I'm around him, he always opens my mind up to something that's totally different, and just the way he ascended, his story is different from mine, but there's something about him that's so special, and I learned so much with him when I'm with him. I would have to say, out of all the teachers I've ever had in my life, and I've told him this, he's my favorite teacher, school, out of school. He's my favorite coach of all, teacher / coach of all time. So anytime I can sit down with him and get his perspective on something, especially seeing how he understands me so well because I'm active in his community, I will take that opportunity every day of the week.
And he's pretty easy to find online, so he does a lot of advertising. And I believe his branding, is it Billy Jean is marketing? Is that how it's branded?
Yeah, that's how it's branded, Billy Jean. Yeah, he's all over. He runs, man, he spends, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month on ads between Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And some of the expertise that you guys talked about that I have, I have to give props to him, because if it wasn't for him putting himself out there the same way that you guys are putting yourself out there to help other businesses, then I don't know if I would have been able to learn at the rate and the speed and have the success that I would have had. So guys like us, guys like you guys putting yourself out there to teach others is what's really important. And you never know how you're going to affect somebody else's life. So I'm very appreciative that you guys are doing this as well.
So that's awesome. Tom, you want to?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm going to ask the question I'm sure most everybody who's listening to this wants to know is, number one, can Billy Jean moonwalk? And number two, has he enjoyed success from his hit song? That's really all I want to know.
You're thinking about the wrong guy.
Oh, or is that a girl? Oh, but the kid's not my son is what I understand. So anyway.
Billy, I think he did moonwalk before. And the other question was which one?
How is he enjoying the success of his hit single?
Oh, honestly, he did a rap song with a guy named Chris Record. Chris Record's another huge online guy, and they did a nice rap song. It was pretty good. Chris does. The last time I met Chris, he did one for autism. His son has autism, so he did a really nice record, and that's how he started connecting with people through entrepreneurship. He would do these different rap songs. So it really had a nice little
levels of expertise, man. Everybody's got to have something that they do. Ask Brian about his moonwalking a little at some point. But
you do moonwalk, Brian?
I can do a moonwalk. If I am pressured to do one, I can throw one out. I am a product of the '80s, so I got a good moonwalk.
So the question, Jeraud, I hear mostly from clients, from friends, or anybody that knows I'm in the marketing world, the advertising world, is how has COVID-19, coronavirus, Wuhan virus, whatever you want to call it, how's it impacted online advertising?
From a standpoint of online advertising, it's actually gotten a little cheaper in a lot of respects, because the first thing that most people do when something happens to them is they want to pull the plug on marketing. And as us being marketers, we're on the other end doing that for folks, but it's whether they're pulling the plug on someone like us, or if they're pulling the plug on their own because they're doing it in-house. The first thing you think is, well, we're losing money, let's cut marketing dollars. The best time to spend money on marketing is when, you need situations like this, is just to keep things going. I mean, the best time to start marketing is like today, whether you're in a bad situation, whether you're in a good situation. But online advertising as a whole, it's gotten a lot cheaper. It's gotten a lot cheaper. Less competition.
Yeah, that reminded me of during the Thanksgiving time frame when we cook the rolls and we stick them in a warmer. We have a warmer in our kitchen, and the rolls are much better when you stick them in a warmer than if you pull them out and then try to warm them back up with a microwave. They get hard and crispy and crusty, and they're not as good as the original. So that's a good point. We can do a whole nother webinar, I'm sure, on why you should maintain and stay focused on advertising even through difficult times when it just doesn't seem like you can carry on to the next day.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of people out there that still are, the world's not shut down to the point where people aren't still spending money. I mean, of course, Amazon is killing it, but for the local businesses, they're still in their shops. So to me, if you don't have people coming in, what's the point of you being there outside of working to get more people to come into your shop, whether it's a restaurant, a store, retail, or what have you? If you're there, people should be coming there. So how are you getting the word out? Like, I don't know how many people I know in person. Let's just say I need 500 people. What's the likelihood I'm going to talk to all 500 in one day? It's slim to none. And, same with you guys. You guys probably know more people. You guys are really connected. So, the likelihood of talking to everybody in one day is hard. And even then, if let's say that you guys are working now and you're trying to get things going, to go through every single one of those people every day and ask them for something, that's pretty difficult to do as well. It's not enough time. So by having your advertising going, it's something that's working. That whole dream everybody talks about working while you sleep, that's what advertising is to me,
That's a good way to look at it. Now, in terms of across different industries, have you seen some trends happening maybe with one industry that's really popping maybe more than another? Or how would you kind of look at what's going on out there in the online world with different businesses and industries?
One that I see more closely that's kind of rising to the top than others, we talked about a little before here, was, the digital products. Like, you guys have that pretty cool PDF. So if you guys who are watching this don't have that PDF, they're giving it away for free. Make sure you download their PDF. The cover is really cool. And I know that the things in between that they're talking about, because these men are experts and professionals, they can definitely help your business. So, for me, the digital product game is really up. You guys are giving that one away for free, whether you're giving things away for free, but they could lead to sales further on. So like I was telling you with some of my clients, since COVID, the sales have, we got to be careful when we say ROI versus ROAS, return on ad spend. But, either way, their ROI and their return on ad spend has been going through the roof because more people are home and they're willing to learn. People are losing their jobs and they're looking for different ways to make money. So if you have a legitimate way that you can help someone, it's your duty to put your course out there to let people know how you can help them and, encourage them to buy it if you believe in your product.
That's right. Yeah, it's a great way to lead. That is for sure. So, in regards to coronavirus and COVID and quarantine and lockdown and stuff like, I've seen a lot of companies spend a lot of effort and time and what I call real estate in your marketing on telling us how they have quarantined or how they're doing safety measures. How should a company pivot their message, adjust their message based upon the phases of kind of the rigid state of flexibility that we're in right now in regards to our pandemic?
I feel like I see a lot of those commercials, and the buzzword was what, contact free, and every time I heard it, I laugh. But it's real. They're doing contact free. But the one thing that bothers me about those videos, if I was doing their marketing, is they're not making any offers. Even if it's an offer that's already there, it doesn't have to be a special offer. Like, you don't have to discount your sandwiches or whatever it may have you, but at least say, hey, come get this, come get that, and find a way to blend that in versus just putting it out there. And at the same time, a lot of those companies have that kind of budget where that AT&T commercial is driving me crazy. The lady with the eyes on her guitar, I'm like, man, would they stop showing that? But they're making an offer at the end.
Yep.
You know, they're saying, hey, come and get this and come and get that. So I would say that'd be the biggest pivot for the guys who are willing to put stuff out there is, yeah, talk about how your process has changed, whether it went online or if it's in person, the precautions you take. Because one thing we like to say is the value is created after the experience. So if I see a commercial on how it's going to be, then I can, you know, I got an idea what the experience will be like, and I'm more likely to go to that place that's showing me versus a place that isn't, especially if I'm unfamiliar from the jump.
Right. So instead of just saying, hey, you need to wear your mask into a restaurant, say, when you come into the restaurant, take a picture of your mask and enter into a drawing to win a $50 gift card.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh,
So
a mask
you said
contest.
the same thing and you've made an offer.
Yes. Yes. And you took it to the next step because I didn't even think about that. That'd be great. We could have a mask off or something.
Right. A mask off. Yeah, that would be nice. You want your mask off? Well, come to our mask off. That's right.
See? Yeah. See, I can't come up with that stuff that fast.
All right. Well, I'll go to the drawing, but I'll see you later.
But that'd be a really good campaign for a lot of places around here, because especially with, you know, locally, you know, I'm in Virginia Beach, you guys are in Suffolk and Williamsburg, but as a whole, I feel like the restaurants are, you know, they're on this teeter-totter. You can have people, you can't have people. Then you can do, you know, the drive-through pickup situation. But now that they're letting people back in, how cool would that be to have a mask on?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Jeraud, are there any digital channels right now that are just performing at a really high level that you haven't seen lately? Like, or is it like Facebook or Google Ads, or what do you see the most results from? And I know that differs a little bit depending on who's doing it, the audience they're going for, but is there something really on fire right now that you've noticed?
Kind of like what you said, it depends on the offer, the audience, and all those things. For us, we mainly just focus on those big three: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We are starting to offer Google Ads in as well, but depending on the client, we don't spend on, typically for our clients, we get them on Facebook and Instagram, even though they're two separate platforms. We consider that one, you know, in our offering. So if we're doing your Facebook, we'll do the Instagram. YouTube has been really picking up for us as well. Like, the thing that people don't understand about YouTube is you don't have to write any ad copy. You literally just put a video on there and pick targeting, and it's just, you know, you guys are pros, so I'm pretty sure you guys write ad copy way faster than I do. It usually takes me about 15 minutes if I'm really feeling good, 30 minutes on average to write something really decent. But, you know, if I got a YouTube video, I just shoot the video and put it on. And the cost per view on YouTube, typically, you know, it's cheap on Facebook too, but on YouTube, what happens is if people don't watch half of the ad, then it counts as an impression, but it doesn't charge you. So you can consistently keep getting branded and not being charged, opposed to on Facebook, every time it hits that 3-second threshold, you're getting charged, whether it's a fraction of a penny. I mean, if you're getting charged up to 10 cents on a 3-second view, then you need to stop your video and reshoot it. So again, it really depends. Right now, our clients, they're seeing success on all three. One of our clients, we have quite a few dentists that are out of state. You know, Instagram's not working out as great for them, and understandably so. But Facebook is really killing it for them, and the Google ads are killing it for them. So it really all depends on, you know, what the market is, like you said earlier, what the product is, and how do you plan on, you know, just, you know, carrying that message over to your audience. Because when you're on YouTube, again, it's a whole different platform. So you have to plan it a little bit differently than Instagram. And even Instagram versus Facebook, that 2-minute rule can throw your ad off. And a lot of people say, don't shoot a video that's more than 2 minutes long, which that's conventional wisdom. But if your video is entertaining, I mean, I don't know. Do you guys watch Game of Thrones?
Oh, yeah.
So some guys do, some guys don't. But there's people that watch Game of Thrones and won't even touch their phone for a whole hour. And if they do, it's only to post on social media to talk about it.
That's true.
So it's really about entertainment. If your ad's not entertaining, then yeah, you should keep it as short as possible and get to the point. Even then, your ad copy should be a little bit longer so you can explain what's actually going on. So
I think that's also the power of storytelling as well. People think, oh, how do I entertain? I'm not an entertainer. But stories, they have a way of capturing the human brain, and people can remember stories so much better than facts or numbers. So back to the video real quick. I know a lot of people think it's a huge speed bump. How do I even produce a video? Do I need to bring in a professional videographer and have a nice glitzy, polished deal production? Or do you recommend they just grab their smartphone and go for it that way? And again, I realize it's a spectrum of people you're talking to, but an average small business owner new to this whole thing, what would you suggest with video production?
Stop making excuses and grab this.
Yep.
And I think, and the reason I say it like that is because I made excuses years ago on why I couldn't do video. I thought I needed to have someone following me to have the whole vlog situation going, or do this and do that. You just pick up the phone and go. I mean, like you said, everybody has a different brand, so you have to make sure you stay true to your brand. And even then, you can't allow what you want your brand to be to keep you from doing anything at all. So you got to kind of find the middle ground. Stories are really a great way now, and that's on the phone, where you don't have to have the glitz and glam, and you can actually connect with your audience. So this could be a story. I could go story right here now. Hey, doing an interview with these guys, and whether the camera is clear, the microphone's clear. Sometimes you want that feeling of rawness to come through. I was watching a video the other day. A guy was saying, if I'm at Disney World, do I really want to have that controlled sound, or do I really want to have the sound of Disney World behind me so I can bring people into what I'm feeling? So, at the very least, stories. Get on some stories, but don't be afraid to record yourself. And if you're scared to record yourself, just keep the camera going this way. There's things that are happening at your business or happening, that you have to do to prepare for your clients, that you can just be recording those things and putting those out there, and you can just be the voice that talks over them. So you just get consistently shooting some video, but then eventually they want to connect with you. I mean, I've hired actors for one ad. I had a guy who was an intern from George Mason. He came by and he did a really great job. He hired some actors to do an ad, which was cool. But in all honesty, I told him I wanted to be all three of those guys, but it was just way too much production. So I had to kind of scale back what I wanted to do. But, there's no excuses why anybody shouldn't, you guys are killing it on video, just doing this. Just turn on the camera and have a conversation with people. And people are more susceptible to it now. I mean, the trend was already going in video. Like on our end, if clients aren't willing to use video, then we won't take them on as a client, because we feel like we can't properly do our job if they're not willing to do video. And it's not just one video. We shoot this video and it doesn't work, and the numbers say it don't work. All right, we need another video. I'm not saying you have to have it to me today, but are you going to huff and puff, or are you going to get the video done? Especially if we give you a script. So, video is extremely important, man. I think that it just gives you the ability to connect with your audience in a way that's not possible through pictures.
That's right. I think the most important thing, Jeraud, in video is to make sure that you wear a pink shirt with your business partner. That way it can be a consistent flow.
Yes.
You didn't get the pink shirt memo, did you, Jeraud?
No, I didn't. Do I have a pink? I like you said, real men aren't afraid to wear pink, so I'm fine with that, with wearing pink. I don't know. I've been working out a lot lately, and my clothes are getting a little too big, so I don't think I would have looked as good as you guys with the pink I got in my closet. I think it's a little too big.
Brian, I wish I had that problem. Don't you?
That's right. Yes.
You're just getting big. Yeah, I'm getting big, but it's in other areas. Hey, real quick, Jeraud, while we're trying to get this thing to a close, let's say I'm a small business, all right?
Mm-hmm.
I've got my logo done. I got a good website. I've got my stuff pretty much produced and ready. How do I start with my online campaign? Give me 3 steps. So give me a direction. So I've got all my collateral together and I've done that right. And I come to you and say, how do I get started?
Well, with the collateral, did they already get with guys like you to talk about who their ideal client is, or, did they take those steps yet or no?
Yeah, let's assume that we know exactly who we're talking to, how to say it, and we've got everything we need. But now I want to spend money and put gas in the tank and push the gas pedal down. I want to go. And online is where I want to go, but let's say I'm confused or overwhelmed, because it's a platform so many do. How do I get started?
Honestly, the easiest thing to probably start with is Facebook, because most people are already on there. So essentially, you need a Facebook business page if you don't already have one. And if you do, then you want to set up what they call a business manager account. And I know this is a little bit more of the advanced route, because people can hit the boost button, but I just feel like the boost button is so limited on options. Set up a Facebook business manager account, create yourself a new ad account. And then when you go there, there's steps where you can create your campaign. And I'll break it down, the 3 steps inside of there. If you think about a billboard, so, we all know 64. And for anybody who's not from around here, that's one of the huge interstates around here. There's billboards all over the place. But imagine that you can put a billboard on the interstate and you can choose exactly who you want to see the billboard versus everybody that's driving. So we already have that information from you, who we want to get in front of. So on our campaign level, we just decide exactly, do we want to, people based off of, video views, traffic, lead generation, which without having the visual, I don't want to, bore you guys with those details. The second is we take the information that we got from your team and we plug it in on the ad set level, because on that billboard, this is the part where we talk about who we want to see it, so we can eliminate the cars on that road that we don't want to see. And then the last level is the ad level. At that point, we're writing ad copy, putting the video up, and we decide on ad spend. And then you just press a button and it's on. I mean, most of the time in Facebook, you put in an ad to Facebook, they'll approve it almost instantly. They say up to 24 hours, but then you're in the game. And at that point, you're just watching your ad to see if you're getting the results you want. And if you don't get the results you want at a certain dollar point, you just turn it off. If you don't know what to look for, but we know what to look for, you evaluate your numbers and then you put it right back out there. I think the issue most people run into is once it doesn't work, they're just like, this doesn't work. And then I'll just do something else. So
that's right. Or like I thought it was going to work. Instead of massaging the message or massaging the demographic, they just cut it off. And that's a pain point, I think, from a lot of small business clients, is they don't have a lot of money to spend on, and then they sort of put their toes in the water a little bit, and then they pull out because they get nervous because it didn't happen right away.
True. And this is one thing, and part of the reason, like we were talking about courses, we have a package we call celebrity status, where it's not focused on lead generation. It's just focused on making sure that you show up everywhere, all over, at the very least, Facebook and Instagram. You could do the same on YouTube. But the message I preach in that is $1 a day. I think I don't know if they mentioned this in the E-Myth, but I've been hearing since I've been in business, you should have at least $10 a day to spend on marketing your business. Does that sound about right to you guys?
Yeah.
So, more of a percentage. Take whatever your revenue is and look at a minimum of 10% that you're trying to put into marketing. And even if you can go above that up to 20%, that's when you can find yourself being a market leader. When you take it serious about, I'm going to take a portion right off the top and use that to promote my brand and the promotions that I have.
And I think honestly, a conversation needs to be had there with people, because they're not willing to do that. So whether it's the percentage or the $10 a day, it's lies somewhere in between there at the very least. I tell people you can get a great start on marketing your business for simply $1. If you're a local business, how many miles out from your location do you really need to go? You don't need to go 50 to 100. Most people are driving 10 to 15 miles unless it's something extremely special. You can literally spend $1 a day and just target 10 to 15 miles around your business. And will you reach everybody in the first week? Probably not. But if you can't spend $30 a month on your business, then you got some other things you probably should reconsider. There's no reason why you can't do that. And it's just, being on a call like this with you guys, and I know you all are out there educating people, is educating them on the mindset to get them over that hurdle. Because even as a marketer myself, when I started marketing, I didn't want to spend money on ads, but how am I going to tell you I can do it for you if I'm not doing it for myself?
Right. Absolutely.
So you can spend $1 a day on Facebook. And like I was telling you about one of my clients here locally, spending $1 a day. We spent $38 last month. She was in front of 50,000 people of her target audience. And she was seen almost 5 times, which came out to 242,000 impressions. Even if it wasn't her target audience, someone knows someone, and it only cost her $30. It's better than not doing anything.
That's right. Well, Jeraud, I can't thank you enough for your time today. You are a superstar, and I mean that sincerely. I love your story and what you are building there in Virginia Beach and how it's impacting people literally in many, many states away from you. You're making a huge impact, and you're a shining light in the marketing industry. I wanted you just to take a minute or two before we close, just to tell everybody more specifically about your business and the services that you offer. And if you have a promotion or something that you want to let people know about, fire away.
Okay, so you guys covered quite a bit of it, but essentially Jeraud Marketing, we have a small team. Our team actually is half of it's based in Pennsylvania. A buddy of mine that I met in Billie Jean is marketing. Shout out to my boy Robert Tyrell, my partner. Him and I came together instead of trying to do it on our own, and he handles a lot of stuff for me on the back end. But essentially, the services that we offer are paid Instagram ads, paid Facebook ads, and paid YouTube. And essentially, you tell us who you want to get in front of, who your product or service is. So you would need to go get with Tom and Brian here first to get all that stuff squared away. And then you come to me, and what I do is, I don't know if steroids is a good word, but we put on steroids. We just put it out there and make sure that you're staying in front of the people that matter the most to you. And a big deal that a lot of people don't talk about is retargeting. And all retargeting is staying in front of the people that either one, clicked on your ad, or two, watched a percentage of your video because it shows interest. And then staying in front of those people over and over and over again is what gets up the, what do they call it, the amount of times people see you. So that way they can become comfortable with you, they'll like, know, and trust, and then eventually they'll be willing to do business with you. I really feel for local businesses, it's a lot easier than doing something like what I do with a lot of my clients, which is target all around the country, all around the world. As far as offers, I mean, we have a free group. It's called Turn Strangers into Customers. It doesn't require you anything to be in the group if you guys are interested in joining that. Right now, we're just now getting started with it, where once a week, I'm either bringing someone from the group on or just dropping marketing messages. And if you're interested in learning how to spend $1 a day, you know, to market your business without having to pay a guy like me or pay a guy like them, which I think you should pay a professional, but everybody's not there yet. So that's why we have these options. Then all you got to do is reach out to us, Jeraud@JeraudMarketing.com. Course is usually $500. I think I got to check with my team, but I think we're doing 50. So if it's not 50, then you can get it for 50. And that's pretty much all I got. You know, I'm really grateful that you guys allowed me to come on here. Like I said, I really like the way you guys have the show structured. I like how you guys go back and forth, how you guys are funny, and then you find a way to, you guys are really good storytellers, and you find a way to turn it into how marketing is supposed to go. And I think it makes it really relatable. And I think a lot of people get a lot of that. So you guys are helping out, and you guys are shining lights, educating people on why marketing is so important. And you're doing it from a place of, you know, a gratitude and a good place in your heart, which is what I respect about you two the most. So thank you.
Well, thank you. And ever since Tom was telling that story about brown and serve rolls, I haven't been able to concentrate much because I'm hungry. So,
I'm hungry too. I got that.
Stories are bad. They mess you up. I want to eat the roll. Slap the butter. Hey, man, thank you again, Jeraud. And I know that you got to get going. We'll be catching up with you soon. But thank you again. Tom, anything you want to share?
No, Jeraud, I'm just thankful to have some time to sit down and chat and catch up, even virtually. Keep doing what you're doing, man, and we'll keep doing what we're doing.
Definitely, man. And again, for anybody, if you're on here, you must know about these fellas. And if you're from my audience, because I sent out an email to like 700-800 people, I shared it on all my pages. If you're from my audience, make sure you guys follow Genie Jar. These guys are doing some really great things. They're helping business owners, I would say, all around the country, and especially helping people here in my local area of Virginia Beach, which always has my heart. So I appreciate what you guys are doing, and glad that we met and been able to collaborate on some things.
Absolutely. All right, buddy. You take care. Thanks so much. We'll be in touch soon.
All right, guys, take it easy.
Take care. That dude knows what he's talking about, Tom.
Yeah, what a cool guy. I like to work with a guy that you can sit down and have a sandwich or barbecue, in our case, with a glass of sweet tea. And just get things done. No pretentiousness, no entitlements or elitism. Just, hey, what can we do to move the message and help somebody make money?
That's right. I'm going to put this one more time up here in case people missed it the first time. There's our PDF. Hey, a couple of takeaways I had from Jeraud I thought were really good. I love his focus on the retargeting, because sometimes people forget about that really important step. And even now, people might not understand how that works or what retargeting is, but that's why you need to work with a professional like him, because he can make sure that your marketing funnel is all set up, that you can retarget the people that you've been reaching, and it can really get more momentum happening your way. I love his philosophy of start with $1 a day. I think that's really helpful for people who are afraid or think they don't have the budget or the know-how. And also, you could tell his passion was kindled about the video part of things. You don't need some fancy schmancy video process. Use your smartphone, practice, and just put out your passion and your knowledge, and people will respond to that for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if it's not schmancy. I don't know the definition of that word yet, but anytime fancy and schmancy is worked together, that's awesome.
Yes, absolutely.
I need to find out what's going on there.
Yes.
How do you spell that, by the way?
I probably even shouldn't use the word. I should never say a word that I can't spell. So forget about schmancy. I don't know how that happens. All right, everybody. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll be back again, hopefully in the next couple of weeks or so. And check out Jeraud Marketing Group. It's just an amazing group. And Jeraud Norman, you might definitely want to make a connection with him, because he knows what he's doing. And he can help propel your business to the next level. In the meantime, stay safe and healthy. Tom, stay cool, man.
Well, you do the same, man. Hey, and if you guys are listening, hop on over to our website, grab that free PDF. I hate marketing, as we all do, and let's have a conversation.
All right. Take care, everybody.